Hi ladies. This project is for my personal and professional relationships course. It's an online course I'm taking for the LPN program. The concept behind this video presentation is to describe my material self, my spiritual self, and my social self with a progression from past to present to future. So the definition of your material self is your concepts of self as reflected in a total of all the tangible things that you own. And that is a description I took right out of my textbook. When I think of my material self, I think about my education, because that is something tangible that I have and I had to pay for. Since 2003 I've been a pharmacy technician, and that has provided my living for me. And I am now a student at SciAst, as well as being a pharmacy technician. And that will get me my LPN program hopefully by 2016, and that will be beneficial to my future. Something else that they talk about with material self is your body image, because you obviously own your own body. Something for me has been, all through my life, has been kind of a yo-yo dieter. When I was in high school I was very athletic, so worrying about my weight wasn't really something I ever considered. But after high school you gain the freshman 15 and then you settle down, and it was really hard to get the weight off. I lived in Fort McMurray, Alberta, and at that point in my life I had some personal issues going on, and I ballooned to my heaviest weight I've ever been, and then dropped some weight, gained some weight, and now I'm where I am now, and I'm trying to maintain the weight that I have, maybe lose a few more pounds, but just trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Something else for my material self is my car. In 2006 I bought my first car and drove it off of the lot, brand new. I kept that car until this last fall here, and I bought a new vehicle, an SUV, which is much more practical for Saskatchewan winters. I was sad to see my car go, but it has been nice cruising around 4x4 this winter. The next thing that I'm going to discuss is my spiritual self. The definition out of my textbook indicates that your concept of self based on your thoughts and introspections about your values and moral standards. This one was a little bit trickier for me to discuss because it has changed significantly over my life. When I was a child, I was raised in a Christian family. My grandparents are still very, very religious. My parents aren't so much, but they allowed us the freedom to choose when we were about in our teenage years. I am baptized and confirmed. I went through a stage, as you can see, where there was a yes, no, or a maybe, and I've kind of come to the point in my life where I am more along the agnostic view, where I don't know that anybody can prove 100% that there are gods or there is a God. That being said, becoming a nurse, I have to be open to other people's spiritual beliefs, and that's something that I'm going to have to learn over the next few years, and you have to be able to support them however they need be. When it comes to personal values and morals, something that I really consider important is my family and my friends. My family is very large, we're very close, and we're kind of scattered all over the place, the US, Western Canada, but we're all still very close. And in Regina I have my core group of friends. There are 5 girls and our spouses and whoever comes along with them, and we are now like a family as well, so it's nice to have that in Regina when I don't have any family of my own here. As far as morals go, honesty, trust, love are very important to me, specifically trust and honesty. I don't think you can build relationships without them, and when the trust is broken, it's very difficult to build it back. So that's something that I consider part of my spiritual self, just because it's required in all of my relationships. The last thing that I would like to discuss is my social self. This obviously for me was fairly simple. The definition is your concept of self as developed through your personal and social interactions with others. I'm a pretty social person. When I was in high school, like I said, I was very athletic, so I was involved in a lot of teams. It took me to a lot of different towns and cities, met lots of new people. Throughout the years, though, after high school, I kind of lost track of a lot of my friends, and that was sad. Part of growing up, I realized that you need to hang on to those people and make sure that they're always in your life. So when I moved back from Fort McMurray, I was able to reconnect with a couple of my really close friends from high school, and now that group's expanded to the family of 5 that I was speaking to earlier. Some of them are pictured here, some of them are my coworkers. They're just very important in my life. Excuse me, oh boy. And we do like to go out and participate in sports. We have a volleyball team. We golf occasionally, and we meet for Friday night fish bowls often. My social self also involves my family. Like I said, I have a large family. There are 8 of us, myself being the only girl with 5 brothers. They are pretty good to me. We always seem to get along, and even though we are all over the place, we still keep in touch. I have been with my significant other now for about 2.5 years, and we've been living together for about 2 years. He's very important to me, and he brought 2 children with him into my life. As far as family goes, when I was younger, I wanted to have children. Life experiences sort of changed my mind about having kids and changed my opinions on expanding my family and whatnot. But when Phil came into my life, he brought his kids with him, and that is something that I am perfectly okay with, and I consider them my step-kids now. They're here every other weekend, and we get along great. Something else for my social self would be traveling. It's something I'm very interested in. I have kind of gotten the travel bug since 2010 when I went on my first all-inclusive vacation. I went to Jamaica, and then I went to Cuba. I've been to Riviera Nayarit in Mexico. And this year, I'm either hoping to get back to Cuba or to the Dominican Republic. I think right now, all-inclusive trips are sort of the best thing for my lifestyle, but maybe in a few years after I'm done nursing and kind of have more of an income again, maybe something like Hawaii or going overseas to Norway, where my family originated from, would be on my plate. Something else I really enjoy is being at the lake. I grew up in a small town just on the edge of Lake Diefenbaker, so being at the lake is important to me. In Regina, I head out to Regina Beach. I do have friends that live there, so that's a very good thing to have.